Time to liven up the joint.
Jules True here with your Marvel reviews. Starting off the things with a brand new X-Force title, issue 1 was absolute dog shit. Not worth it at all. Next I have all new X-Men issue 23. The trial of Jean Grey continues and Brian Michael Bendis delivers. Guardians of the Galaxy and all new X-Men working together. Wonderful. Next I have all new X-Factor number 3. Peter David, I love what you're doing. Quicksilver and Havoc at the beginning of the issue is worth it. Love it, pick it up. Then Jonathan Hickman over at Avengers, issue 26. Adaptoids return against the all-new Avengers, aka the original Avengers, was wonderful. There wasn't even really the Avengers in this title at all, but it was awesome. Pick it up. And then my favorite of the week was She-Hulk issue 1. Charles Soule, you're wonderful. I felt lured the whole issue. Has nothing to do with her superhero hijinks. Has everything to do with her day job. I loved it. It's going to be a hot new title. It's probably the next Hawkeye. Pick it up now. Chris, what you got for me?
Thanks, Jules. All right, first from the DC side, I got Batgirl issue 28. I honestly thought this issue wasn't going to be any good, but Gail Simone, you impressed me again. It's a pickup in the singles. Next, I have Batman issue 28. It has nothing to do with what we've been seeing in Batman, but the end of this issue honestly made it a worth the buy. So I would say buy this in the singles. And my last, guys, my favorite of the week, I'm going to talk about this for a second, is Superman and Wonder Woman issue number 5, also by Charles Soule. This issue is amazing because Faora is a badass in this. She's one of the coolest chicks from Krypton that we've met, and it proves it in this book. Her character is so cool. Zod's character isn't as annoying as he normally is in this. And they just beat Superman up. Like, literally. You see Superman get the crap beat out of him in this book. And Wonder Woman has to come and save him. And she's like, this is not our fight. We have to retreat. And he's like, no. And she's like, Clark, we're done. You've lost. We're done. And it's worth it. I never see a comic where Superman gets beat up and has to admit defeat. So this one is definitely worth a pickup in the singles. Do not miss it. It was totally worth it. What do you have for me next?
Lawrence of America here. I've got another board game for you that's actually more of a card game. It's a format they call a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. The living card game format is similar to trading card games like Magic the Gathering, only it comes in non-randomized packs. So this right here is the base set, runs $40, and it keeps everything you need to play 2 decks good to go. In fact, the way they set this up is you have 2 neutral half decks for side A or B, and then 7 other neutral half decks. And now, Netrunner is a cyberpunk game, originally from 1996, one of the earliest cyberpunk games out there. Now, there are others before it. This was actually designed by Richard Garfield, the person that designed Magic the Gathering. And every trading card game or collector card game has stolen elements from it or Magic the Gathering. They pretty much designed the format. That being said, this one was overshadowed by its big brother Magic and has been picked up by Fantasy Flight, and they've set it in their Android universe. It's a very neat game where one side plays an evil corporation and the other side plays a scumbag hacker trying to steal information from the evil corporation. The evil corporation is trying to advance their profits and advance these agendas to score points So if you steal the agendas and make them public or whatever, as the hacker, you score the points. If you advance them to completion as the corporation, you score the points. So there's a lot of bluffing, there's a lot of strategy to go on, and the matches are played where you'll have a corporate deck and what they call a runner deck or a hacker deck. So you'll play one match as corp, one match as runner, and then the winner will be whoever has the most points out of those two matches. That's how they do the tournaments. In casual free play, you can do either or. There's everything you need for one corp player, one runner player, and there are 4 different corp decks you can build out of this set, 3 different runner decks out of this set, and you know what you're getting, unlike other random trading card games. Now, when they want to expand it, they come out with these smaller deluxe sets. This has 2 decks in it, 1 corp, 1 runner set, or they come out with an expansion set, but they'll break it up into these smaller data packs. These data packs have a play set of 20 different cards. So an expansion set is usually 6 of these. And they'll come out about once a month or so. And they'll come out with one about one a year. And they'll come out with this about once a year. It's been going big. It's had a cult following since the mid-90s. We did the regionals here at Comic City 2. Huge turnout. We're doing store championships again here at the end of next month. So, that being said, it's a fun game. It's a good way to get into a competitive card game without having to invest a lot of money. And even if you don't want to get to the competitive aspect, you can just buy the box and be good to go. It's a great board game for 2 players. It's hard to find a good game for just 2 players, but this is one of the few and far between. All right, and now back to Jules filling in for Gomer.
Oh, hey! All new Jules True here with your indie reviews. Starting things off, I have Manifest Destiny Issue 4. Chris Dingus brings us a fantasy twist to Lewis and Clark's original journey. I like it. Pick it up. Next, I have Mercenary Sea Issue 1. Got kind of a cheesy, spy, mercenary, 60s feel to it. Kind of looks like Archer, if you've ever watched the series. Nothing like its humor, though. But it was totally worth picking it up. It's an Issue 1. Next, I have The Fuse, Issue 1. Was an awesome first issue. Space cops on this little pill-looking space station in space. I like where it's going. I like the idea of cablers, homeless people in space. Totally worth checking out. Pick it up. And my favorite, The Bunker. Joshua Hale Fikolov, Mr. Taking Over the Ultimate Universe in the Marvel Universe, decides to do a little indie book, and it was totally worth it. People find some notes from the future saying that they're going to bring the apocalypse. And they have to decide if they believe it and if they're really going to do anything to change the future. It's totally worth picking up. It's an Issue 1, and it's the thickest $3.99 issue I've seen in a long time. Totally get all the bang for your buck. Thank you, guys. And next up, we have Matt Tastic.
Thanks, Jules. I want to talk about a book, Batman Gotham After Midnight. I want to spend some time on this, man, because it has taken the mantle as my favorite Batman story of all time. It starts off with an amazing quote, Gotham City after dark is a dangerous place, but Gotham City after midnight is hell on earth, and that is exactly what you'll find out when you read this masterpiece, in my opinion. What I love about it is it shows a lot of characters right off the bat. You get every villain you can imagine, or at least the ones that I think are amazing. You got Scarecrow, Croc, Man-Bat, Clayface. There's actually a huge battle with Clayface that's amazing. Joker, Catwoman, you got it all. Steve Niles does an amazing job with the story, and it's set to Kelly Jones' artwork, who I think does Batman better than anyone else, or it's phenomenal when you look at it. The relationships in the story between Batman and Jim Gordon, Batman and Alfred even, they have a little quips here and there that are amazing. And then you have a new love interest, which is great to me because it reminds me a lot of Mask of the Phantasm or Haunted Night, and there's something about Bruce Wayne with a love story that just I find phenomenal. There's scenes that are great. There's a flashback to his childhood in a little diner scene in this book that just will grip you. It's great. It's definitely a pickup. Read it as soon as you can. It's a little out there because there's a lot of technology with Bruce Wayne. This isn't minimum tech. This is Bruce Wayne, Batman in a giant mech, for God's sakes. But it's definitely worth it. So pick it up as soon as you can. If you love Batman, even if you love a good detective story, it's a must read. So, and I'm gonna throw it over to B-Man to finish this out.
Jules Drew, tell me that She-Hulk is sold out.
It's sold out.
Say it again.
It's sold out.
I knew it. Can't get no good comics these days, man. What's up with that? Anyways, this is Supreme B-Man here today. Here to review the Ultimate Comics all-new Spider-Man. Here to talk about how Miles quit being Spider-Man after his mother died. And also talk about the new dynamic duo of Cloak and Dagger being featured in this book. But they're pretty cool. And yeah, they kind of show up kind of awkwardly, but they kind of show their backstory a little bit more. Kind of how they were a couple before they actually were Cloak and Dagger, which I think was pretty good. The one thing I didn't like so much was all about Miles quitting being Spider-Man. I didn't like that so much because I've seen it so many times. But I can kind of understand it. But at the same time, I was like, quit whining, go on ahead and put the costume on and go kick some serious ass. Get it over with. And the other thing that I didn't really like about it was Taskmaster. I didn't like his costume that much. It seemed pretty cheap. But we can deal with it. But other than that, I love the action. I love the art. And the story was pretty good. It kept me tied in from beginning to end. And I hope to see more out of the all-new Spider-Man, and hope to see more of it. So I have to say I would highly rate it as a badass comic. And I really, really want you guys to go out there and check this bad boy out. Pick it up. Comic City 2 is always open, so better get it before it's sold out.